First, prepare the following tools and accessories: gap inspection gauge, marker, bench vise, wrench, tubing, and tube fitting. Before installation, ensure the tubing is free from deformation, scratches, dents, or other defects. The tube end should be smooth and free of burrs. Secure the fitting body in a bench vise and loosen the nut. Insert the tubing into the fitting until it rests firmly against the shoulder of the fitting body. Finger tighten the nut. Mark the nut at 6 o'clock position. The required number of turns depends on the tubing size. For tubing above 3/16 of an inch, 4 millimeters, outside diameter, as an example, tighten the nut 1 1/4 turns with a wrench to the 9 o'clock position. Installation is now complete. Next, use a gap inspection gauge to check the installation. Insert the gauge into the gap between the nut and the fitting body. If the gauge cannot enter the gap, the fitting is sufficiently tightened. If the gauge enters the gap, additional tightening is required. Prior to disassembly, mark a straight line along the nut and fitting body to ensure the nut can be tightened back to its original position during reassembly. Loosen the nut to complete disassembly. If the tubing is stuck in the fitting, gently move it back and forth to remove it. Do not rotate the tubing. For reassembly, insert the tubing with the presetted ferrules into the fitting body until the front ferrule seats. Rotate the nut with a wrench back to the original position as indicated by the marks on the tubing. Once the marks align, resistance will increase noticeably. Continue tightening slightly to establish a new seal. Note: the FITOK gap inspection gauge is not applicable to reassembled fittings.